Okay, we're good.
Hello, 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 and welcome this wonderful Friday night, our first game of spooky season, to the Figment Collective, where tonight we will be playing our second session of The Light of Xaryxis, a Spelljammer tale. Now, there have been some modified elements to the Spelljammer system. You will be seeing one of those modified elements tonight as we're doing our first ship combat. Dun, 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 dun. So let's go ahead and go around. Everybody introduce themselves. Tonight we're going to start with our lovely player of our lovely astral elf. Star Shard Stories, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Starshare Stories. I'll be playing Vega Brightsails, our lovely swashbuckler rogue, who is currently in the crow's nest, staring at this moth that is a ship.
And much there is to stare at, the dark star, the star moth, coming ever closer. Wonderful. Milo, would you care to introduce yourself today?
Hello, I'm Milo. I am playing Silverdella. She is a celestial tiefling paladin and currently headed below deck to start firing the big weapons.
The big weapons. Yes, there are two ballista that are on this ship, as well as a mangonel, because we are on the astral galleon, the Moondancer. We love that. We absolutely love it. Az, would you care to introduce yourself this evening?
Hello, I'm Az. I'm going to be playing the small, little autonome Podget Lone, who does the numbers. That is what they do. We're going to be running some damage control.
Never tell me the odds.
Never tell me the odds. Never tell me the odds. We love it. Everybody needs a numbers guy, and, we got a good one this time.
Do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But everything's going to be okay. And in finality for our player characters tonight, would you care to introduce yourself? 3LC.
Yes. Hello everyone, I'm 3LC, also Third Life Crisis. I am playing Xeno Skycaller, the Changeling Bard. And they are currently following Silverdella.
Silver.
Why did I call you Stella?
Oh no, but that's definitely my dog's name.
Yeah.
Calling Silverdella down to see if they can assist with the big guns.
Yes, assist with the big guns. And finally, hi, I'm Avery. I'm going to be playing literally everyone else.
Including
including our wonderful Spelljammer Reflector. So, So as we left off, the crew of the Moondancer scattering in all of their directions, readying for battle, with this closely approaching star moth as it was entering the range of its mangonel to the Moondancer. The star moth being a quicker, a little bit more agile ship, while the astral galleon, the Moondancer, seems to be a little bit beefier when it comes to things. So, with all of that being said, you all make it to your assigned battle positions. Silver manning one mangonel with two other members of the crew, one to load and one to pull. Xeno, the cook and his assistant Bubble take you over to the other mangonel, or to the other ballista rather, and Bubble picks up a ballista bolt and puts it in as the Killick begins to crank it back. He says, "Alright, you know how to shoot this thing."
Pull the trigger and watch it fly, right?
Ah, you're a natural! He smacks you on the back. Podget, are you taking your normal position in the stern castle at the Mangano?
Yes, once they had taken and got Flapjack what Flapjack needed, time to man their post.
We'll quickly do that scene as you go into the spelljamming, room.
Yeah.
Of course, you've seen the Moondancer's spelljamming helm many times. But for those of you who haven't seen it, the chair that Flapjack sits in is this nebulous cotton candy pink and blue like throne of clouds that has a little tiny cloud for the end of each of his 8 tentacles to rest on. And he's just as normal, his big unblinking eyes at the end of his eye stalks, the signature flump smile, as his telekinetic voice, or telepathic rather. I'm fucking it all up tonight. It's okay.
Telekinetic voice, yeah.
Yes, telekinetic voice. Wouldn't that be something? His telepathic voice reaches out to you. Oh, hey, Pansy. We're about to get in a fight.
Said we're supposed to take maneuvers.
Oh, yeah. Maneuvers. I love maneuvers. We get to go.
I believe the thing we are doing is taking down the ship.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to do some crazy shit, or do you just want to play it safe this time?
The last time was rough, but we survived, so
So
option one.
wasn't that bad? Yeah, let's do some crazy shit. Okay, I'm gonna need you to get up on that mangonel, and then when you hear my voice, I'm gonna need you to turn that mangonel like 90 degrees to the starboard side and shoot that thing.
Podget will assume their post.
Alright. As you assume your post. Vega, still up in the crow's nest with Taro. As he kind of leans his shoulder into you a little bit, he says, back at it again. Haven't been off planet side for Martin. What's it been? Hour and a half, 2? I mean, we're already finding somebody to scrap with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I should probably get everybody whipped into shape. What's your plan? You just gonna sit up here and watch, or? And he kind of playfully elbows you in the ribs.
You think I'm just gonna stay up here and watch the entire time?
It would be out of character for you, but it would be safer. Do I need to have a fish suit on standby?
Yes.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. And as he hops down around you at each of the battle stations, the crew begins, as Taro hits the ground and lifts his voice up in song. Song to start the battle. He says, Vega Bright, she's the gal for me. Boys roll, boys roll, boys roll. Vega Bright, she's a girl for me, boys. And I'm going to need... which of you has the highest initiative bonus? It's a 3 from Xeno.
I have an initiative of 9.
So that's a 9 from... So, Vega, would you please roll initiative for the Moondancer? And I'll roll for the Star Moth, the Dark Star.
22.
Alright, so as the Dark Star enters into range of both the... It's slightly too far out for the ballista on your ship, but you are now within mangonel range of one another. You are within the 800-foot long range.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are up. So we're going to go by station very quickly, and we're starting with the people who have not deployed to a station yet, which for you guys is just Vega.
Yep.
So the crew has struck up their song. People are now in tempo with what they need to be doing. What is Vega's plan for this first round?
Vega needs to get out of the crow's nest, first of all. And get the fish suit ready to go in case she needs to do her thing. Is there anything on the top deck weaponry-wise that she can take control of currently?
So on the top deck, so there are technically two top decks. There's the stern castle and there's the forecastle.
Mm-hmm.
So the two ballistae are in the forecastle, pointed to opposite sides. One on the port, one on the starboard. And the mangonel is in the stern castle. As far as on the main deck,
Yeah, the main deck.
there's small arms down there. By small arms, we're talking harpoon guns. Nothing actually capable of doing an immense amount of damage in ship-to-ship combat. But there is the majority of the crew that has the boarding harpoons, loading them up so that when they come near enough, they can hit them with those so boarding can commence.
She's going to boarding.
Got it. So you head down to the main deck, you grab a boarding harpoon gun. And that's a move. That is an action to pick up a boarding gun. Is there anything you would like to do with a minor action on your turn?
She already got the fish suit on, right? Ready to
The
go?
fish suit is being brought up from below deck.
Cool. Nope. She's just gonna prep and get ready to go.
Gotcha. And also, just for a bit of clarity's sake, fish suit wise, if another ship comes within the air vacuum of your own ship, you don't necessarily need a fish suit to get to them. It just makes it easier in controlling movement. Mainly what the fish suits are for are venturing outside of your air bubble while maintaining control of your direction.
Just in case.
Heard. Alright. So that is being brought up from below deck. Wonderful. Love that. That is Vega's action. We'll go ahead and go to the mangonel, which Podget is manning along with 4 other members of the crew. So Podget, the Star Moth is in range of you, and the ship is listing in a manner where if you turned the mangonel, you, as one of the 5 actions that it takes to fire the mangonel, one of them is to aim, If you wish to fire the mangonel, you have enough actions to do that while also taking aim.
Yeah. So Pod's gonna aim. And then
Got it.
fire.
Alright. That is a +5 to hit.
Okay. 16.
16. What is the armor class of the Star Moth? Heard! That is a hit!
Perfect.
That is a hit.
The damage type of the mangonel.
The damage for the God, I love ship combat. The damage for mangonel is 5d10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. We're gonna grab some of Cullen's dice. 5d10?
5d10.
5d10. And bludgeoning is so that is 10, 17, 24, 28, 37.
Okay. 37 points of bludgeoning damage. Nothing heard. The mangonel fires its mangonel stone. For those of you who haven't been in ship combat before, as the mangonel is cranked back, the sound of the metal pieces clinking off of each other, and there's a rush of air until it hits the edge of the air bubble, where it goes, and then it hits the other air bubble and picks up speed, crashing into the hull of the Star Moth. A bit of the railing goes flying out off of the Star Moth. And that is the turn of the mangonel. Wonderful. After the mangonel's turn, we're going to go ahead and go to the 2 ballistae. Now, it is outside of your range currently. However, you can fire with disadvantage. Or you can hold your action until it comes into the range of the ballistae.
I would actually like to cast Branding Smite onto the ballistae Silver's in front of.
Wonderful. The casting time for that is a bonus action, correct?
I think Branding Smite is a bonus.
I'm 99% sure, but just run a check for me really quick.
Yep. I think Az has that.
Our numbers guy.
Mm-hmm.
So wonderful. You're going to cast your spell.
It's a bonus.
Perfect.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Love that.
And then I'll hold
bonus.
the action till it's in range. Oh.
Got it. Cool. Xeno.
Yes. This also takes concentration. It's larger. No, that. I'm going to ready my action until it's in range. I don't have anything I'm casting, so going to hold.
Alright, both of the ballistae are holding their actions. Now, we get to do the fun thing, which is Captain Sartell gets to use a captain's action. This is a system I designed entirely myself, so don't come at me, internet, or if you do, come correct. So, the captain's action that Captain Sartell is going to take is called Bolstering Presence. She needs to roll a performance check at a DC of 17, which she barely meets. Which is going to give attacks that happen before the end of this round advantage on their hit rolls, as well as give the ship a 10-foot bump in speed until the end of the round. So Captain Sartell actually steps out onto the foremast and puts her hands out. She says, "I've survived worse than you fuckers. Come get me." And the crew all puts their harpoon guns up as they keep singing their song. However, it is the Dark Star's turn. And
Are they still singing that Vega Bright Sails is the one for them?
oh yes. Oh, yes. I imagine this.
Singing along, just.
I imagine this song has been both the honor and rue of Vega's existence for quite some time.
Absolutely. She's like, we have new people on here, and you're already embarrassing me. We love this.
The mangonel of the Star Moth is going to fire. Alright. However, a 13 does not hit the armor class of 15 that the Astral Galleon, the Moondancer, has. So the mangonel fires. It does enter your air bubble, and you get to hear the opposite side of a mangonel shot, whereas that stone enters your air bubble with it goes, and as it exits your air bubble, it bursts into about 1,000 pieces. Their ballistae are going to fire at disadvantage. As you see that from the quote-unquote eye holes of the Star Moth, both of the ballistas turn and take aim at the Moondancer. The first one will miss with an 8. The second one will also miss with a 12. So 2 ballista bolts don't even penetrate the air bubble. They fall. They lose momentum far short and drift into the airless vacuum of wild space. The movement speed is 50 feet. They are moving towards you as you guys were just listing a little bit. And at the end of the ship's movement, which it can double move, is the action that the captain of the Dark Star is going to use is called Full Sails, boys, and lets it move twice. So it flies over the course of 6 seconds. The Star Moth clears a full 100 feet of distance. These things are incredibly quick. However, crossing that 100 feet does bring them into range of the 2 ballistae on your ship. So, both of you have held your actions. So whichever of you would like to go first, the attack bonus for the ballista is a +6.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and you got a smite
the
going
branding
off.
smite.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
So what's the
Nasty.
damage?
A lot.
It is 3d10 piercing damage plus your smite damage, and all of the dice damage is doubled.
Yes. All right, give me just a second.
Woof.
Excellent. We'll get some rum for you, Vega.
50 damage total.
50 damage total.
That's
To see it.
Yeah.
Describe to me exactly how your burning smite, or your branding smite, rather, forgive me, takes appearance.
Basically, it is a purplish hue that surrounds the weapon, kind of glitters a little bit like starlight. So when the bolt is launched, it's like a comet.
Wonderful. As you take aim, and you press that button, Silver, you're a person who spent your entire life searching for something, anything, a scrap of something that felt like home. And as you press that button and see that streaking trail of that bolt. Now, if I'm not mistaken, what is the bonus effect of that branding smite?
It makes it so that the ship can't be invisible.
Gotcha.
And that it has a glowing radius. I think 5 feet out, 10 feet out.
Perfect.
15 feet out. So
it.
it's now a beacon in the sky, basically.
As it streaks off, you find yourself drawn into that tail of light that it leaves behind. And you catch a dream, a memory. No, it's definitely a dream. You've had this dream before, but never while you were awake. Of walking through this hall of silvery light. And reaching out with your fingers and just gently tracing the wall, leaving the same shimmering purple-silver trail before feeling yourself falling. And as you lose yourself in this dream is when the bolt strikes into the star moth. The star moth begins to glow this purple and silver. Little nebulous motes of light begin to float around it. And it takes a hard hit to one of its wings, shattering through the wing and into the hull of the ship. Zeno, what was your battle state roll?
All right. Let's go see. Bonus was +5, you said?
6.
+6. Oof. I believe that is a miss. That's only a 12.
Did you roll with advantage? Because you have the bolstering presence of Captain Sartell.
I did not. Thank you for that reminder.
You are more than welcome.
Awesome. That would be a 25.
20. That will definitely hit. And you're thanking me now, but don't be mad at me when I remind myself that the enemies have advantage later when I forget.
That's okay. And
because I'm an equal opportunity reminder.
That's fine. Yeah, 3D. You said 3D10. Is that correct?
3d10 piercing damage. Yes.
Excellent. That will be. Oh, that's not a bad roll at all. That'll be 18 points plus any additional bonuses that might be added.
There are none for ship weapons.
Okay.
Alright. Another balliste bolt glances off the big four. So the Star Moth kind of has this big bridge at the front of it that has the mangonel attached to the top. And your ballista bolt glances off that, and you see the astral elves that are manning that mangonel. They kind of have to ready themselves. They've been shaken at their post. Wonderful. That clears up that round.
Ooh. Reminds me, is there the capability next round when I'm shooting the ballista, to do a called shot, and if there's a negative for that?
Called shots are made at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
But I can definitely do that.
Ooh.
Oh.
Question. Real quick.
What kind of called shot are you going for?
Wanted to see if I could sink the bolt into either sink the bolt either into anywhere I could see their steering gear or potentially also their astral sails. Just kind of shoot for either get some damage onto that or see if they can screw up their ability to steer the ship.
So the spelljamming helm of that ship is obscured. Okay. However, watching it move, you see that though the wings of the ship are made of a crystalline material, the bolt that Silver fired actually sent shards and fragments of one of the wings flying. The wings are moving like a living moth creature's wings. As it steers and moves, you would guess that the wings are the sails, quote unquote.
And it's jointed into the side of the ship?
Kind
of, sorta.
More or less. Star moths are one of those ships where it looks organically like a moth. I mean, there's no clear joint, but there is a part where the wing meets the ship.
Okay.
Per se, it's hard to describe.
Okay. I won't worry about it then. I'll take a standard shot next time.
However, I will say you can roll to hit specific weapons on the enemy ship as well. Each of the weapons has an armor class of their own.
That's the next thing I was thinking of going, for.
If that is something any of you would like to do, that is definitely an option. Disarming the enemy ship by destroying its weapons is a common practice.
Ooh.
So,
last thing I just wanted clarification on: if there's a bolster that provides advantage, and then I would be shooting at disadvantage, would they cancel?
They would cancel
and just do the single roll. Okay,
correct.
That's it. I'm done.
Wunderbar. All right. As the next round begins, the next verse of the song kicks on. It's down to the rock to see Vega bright sails. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. The rock of Brawl to see Vega bright sails. Way high, bright sails.
If you sing any more, they're going to get advantage to hit us based off the blushing.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Don't worry, there's more singing to come. However, it is Vega's turn, and you guys moved at 45 feet that round. So, and you were listing. So the current range between the ships, just for clarity's sake, is roughly 85 feet.
Is the fish suit up?
Yes, you see Taro coming up to the deck with the fish suit. And he's already sort of turned the vacuum seal of the helmet off and is getting the body unzipped so that you can jump inside.
She's jumping right on in.
Okay. Let me check one thing really quick. What is the dawning time of the fish suit? I'm 90% sure it's just a single action, but I just want to make sure. It says 1 minute, but since you are aided, and this is an experienced maneuver for both of you, I'm going to say it'll take an action and a move.
Okay.
So this practice, he's already got it unzipped, ready for you to go. You jump right in, and he starts zipping you up. You put on the helmet, turn the air seal, and that all too familiar gaze out of these bluish purple fisheye lenses. And Taro kind of pats one side of the helmet. Right, can you hear me in there?
I can hear you fine. I'm a space goldfish again. We got it.
All right. Normal flight maneuvers approved. Try not to do anything crazy.
Get ready to lasso me when I'm ready to do my thing. It's fine. I'm taking one of the harpoons. It's fine.
Sure, yeah. I will, I'll have a lasso ready for you.
Yeah, you ready to drag a ship?
Have I ever failed you in the past, my darling?
Nope. So I'm gonna do my thing, or we're gonna be dragging a ship.
All right. So, with that, is there anything you wanted to do with a bonus?
As a bonus action, I am gonna go ahead and prep. I'm in a starlight step, 30 feet out in space.
Gotcha. 30 feet off the edge of the ship, you disappear in another twinkle of starlight, and you're off that incredible feeling of freedom as you feel the flight effects of the fish suit begin to kick in. You are, as all things were meant to be out here, you are wild and free and devoid of any force to pull you down.
She is cackling in that suit.
This is how legends are made.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Alright, that is the turn of Vega Brightsails, which brings us to Zimanklano and Podget Lone.
Hello.
Hello.
So, we're doing our. Do I need to aim again, or is it still in the same direction?
One of the 5 actions that they're going to take, or rather 2 of the actions that it takes to get it ready. Mm-hmm. 2 of the crew members move it into position, aim it for you. 2 of the other crew members load the mangonel stone, and you are free to fire, Pod.
All right. I'm just gonna fire. +5?
+5, yes.
23.
That will do the trick, yeah.
Yeah, well, perfect. All right. I'll roll some damage here. I'm bludgeoning, so Okay, I got 3 1s. So 3, 9, 19 damage.
19. So damage. Wonderful. A glancing blow, but a hit nonetheless as it glances off the hole and the star moth kind of shifts a little before it lists back. Wonderful.
And no one's in range. How many feet are they out?
80.
80 feet? It's still not close enough. Okay.
Wonderful. Alright. The mangonel has fired ballista.
We're gonna fire. I'm assuming that the other people helping were reloading and repositioning as well. All right. And we're gonna fire still at advantage from the captain?
No, the captain has not taken her action.
Got it. 20, not natural.
That will hit.
Hell yeah. We mute so no one can hear me.
25.
25 points of damage. Wonderful. Xena.
All right. Here we go. Nice. That'll be a 26 to hit.
Wonderful. Are you aiming at any of the weapons, or are you just aiming at the ship?
Just, well, that would be with a disadvantage at this point, correct? If I did choose to do that.
No. The weapons just have a separate armor class and a separate hit point total.
Oh, in that case, yes, I would very much like to target the opposing SIP's weapon system.
Are you attacking its mangonel or one of its 2 ballista?
It's mangonel.
Alright. It still hits armor class wise.
Okay. I will get you your damage here in just a sec. 17 points damage.
Gotcha.
Drink up, Miati Zoho.
You shoot it. You see it connects with the mangonel.
Stop blowing holes in my ship.
Wonderful. Perfect. Love to see it. Now it is going to be the captain's action. Captain Sartell this round is going to take the action, if we're going to hell, you're going with me. Which is, that action allows you to make your movement action through the air bubble of an enemy ship without taking any attacks of opportunity from the other ship's weaponry. So as the ship listed, as they doubled their advance, Captain Sartell says, "Flapjack Mutorlin! Take us closer, I want to see the whites of their eyes." And the ship lists down and to the right, careening into the air bubble of the Star Moth. As you guys move over top of them, a rush of air as the 2 air bubbles collide. It fills your sail fully, boosting you through the air bubble. And you now find yourself behind them, which means that their weapons, at least their ballista, since they are firmly positioned in the eye holes, are not going to be able to get attacks on you guys. However, their mangonel is going to use 2 of its actions to turn and aim, and they are going to fire. However, an 11 is not going to hit. Man, they are just rolling like shit.
Good.
The mangonel fires, misses completely, The captain of the Dark Star will now take his action, which is called It's Time for the Pins, which is going to give his boarding party an extra movement action. So, as you pass through the air bubble, you see, each of you can see these elves. They are in this obsidian black metal armor with gold trim. The captain has a helm on with a large purple plume that comes out of the top, a long cape that is purple with gold trim that has a symbol on it that is roughly the symbol of a star moth. It has the body, it has the wings, and then it has a crescent moon above it. As he and 4 other members of his crew disappear in a twinkle of starlight. And on the main deck of the ship appear in another burst of starlight, drawing their weapons, drawing these falchions, these curved front edge blades with straight backs. As Captain Sartell whirls around, the voice of the captain of the Dark Star booms across the deck at what can only be a magically modified volume. It says, "You have put up a valiant fight, but the time for this battle is over. I suggest that you surrender now." And Captain Sartell turns. "Who the fuck are you?" Wonderful. That is the captain's action, the Mangonel action.
I have
the
a
Dark Star.
quick question.
Sure.
How far away and how many, and more importantly, would I be able to see the boarding party?
Yes, you can see them. It would be looking back over your shoulder since you and Silver are in the forecastle of the ship.
Okay.
They are behind you on the main deck, so they're down a set of stairs, but they really are only, let's see.
Or if they're within 60 feet, I would love to do something.
Yeah, they're 30 feet away from you.
Okay. Okay. When I'll if they haven't deboarded yet, when it comes around to my turn, I have something I can do as a bonus action that will help the boarding party.
I also have something I can do if they're within 60 feet.
You guys both fired your ballista this round?
Yep.
So that takes your action. And it is their turn initiative. And they have one more action they're going to perform. They are going to successfully. You see a ray of black and purple energy streaks out of the body of the star moth and connects with the keel of the Moondancer. And the Moondancer's movement grinds to a halt for just a moment before this gravitational leash begins to pull your ship and theirs at a distance that can't be undone. They have caught you in their... Can I say they've caught you in their tractor beam? Can I say that on stream?
Go for it.
Okay. Wonderful. I said it already. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So, this is an 18 plus stream, by the way. I have a horrible, horrible mouth. So,
Attraction ray.
Yes, the gravity. They've caught you with their gravitational leash. Wonderful. So that is the final action that they are going to take, which is going to make it the Moondancer's turn again. However, this time around, Captain Sartell is going to take her captain's action first. Just to clarify, ship combat, the captain's action can take place at any point that the captain wishes in the round for ships.
So like a legendary action. Got it.
Pretty much, yeah. Every ship has, like, I have a list of the captain's actions, and they can go whenever they choose in the round. When we get a little bit further, there's also a similar spot on the ship, the Spelljammer's action, and I have a list of those actions as well that the Spelljammer can choose where they want to go within the order of the initiative of their ship. So, with that being said, the captain's action that Captain Sartell is going to take, she's going to take the bolstering presence action again. So she needs to make a performance check, which she passes hand over fist. And she draws her rapier and points it down at the captain of the Dark Star. She says, "All right, you scabbers, you dirty dogs, crew of the Moondancer. Tear these fucking pansies apart." And as the crew still singing their song to keep every position in pace, "She's lovely on the foreyard, she's lovely on the aft, boys roll, boys roll, boys roll. She's lovely 'cause she loves us, and that's all we need, boys roll, boys roll, boys roll."
Vega's totally swearing in the fish suit right now.
100%. 100%. So, with that being said, everyone is going to get their attacks at advantage, and the ship that you are on is going to get a 10 feet bump in its movement speed. So, with that...
Did you say 10 feet?
10 feet, yes.
Sorry.
Wonderful. Vega,
Yes.
what would you like to do? You are actually, with how you teleported and the way that their ship moved and your ship listed, you are now sort of in between the two ships.
Ah, yes.
What's the move? Now, again, just for clarity's sake, the flying speed of the fish suit is equal to your walking speed. So whatever your land speed is, you have that in flight.
Okay. How far away am I from the ship? The other.
From the Dark Star.
Yep.
30 feet.
Cool. Can I do a kind of a check to see if there's an entryway into the ship?
You absolutely may. Give me a perception check.
Beautiful. Hold on 1 second. That is a nat 20.
Wonderful. There are actually several entrances to the ship. The two entrances that you are closest to are actually the quote-unquote eye holes of the Star Moth, where the ballastae are positioned.
We're going right for it.
Wonderful. So you fly down into one of the eye holes. The gravitational plane making your feet making contact on the deck of the ship as you see three other astral elves just kind of like wide-eyed standing there.
She is gonna pull out her weapons and come at me, you punk ass bitches, and gonna swing.
Love it. Love it. We love it. Go ahead and roll to hit for me if you do not mind.
That is
All
in
right,
the official
we are-
D&D lexicon. Punk ass bitches
Yep,
come at me.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we're gonna roll rapier. And by the way, I am also gonna be using Rakish Audacity, so woo woo.
Love that.
That is a 15 to hit.
Where is the stat block? You said a 15 to?
Mm-hmm.
That will do it for the normal sailors.
Alright, so
Well, they're soldiers, but yeah, same thing.
that will be
17 points of damage. Wonderful.
Yep, that's including my sneak attack damage because I'm within 5 feet.
Gotcha. 17 points.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. You lash out with your weapon, gaining purchase on one of them as kind of stumbles back, blood running from the shoulder where you found the exposed spot between the plates of his armor. Definitely caught them flat-footed there and hit their flat-footed AC. They did not expect someone to pop in through the ballista hole today.
Right, motherfucker!
Big herd. Oh, you know, there are some things you say in D&D that are just too good to pass up reflecting on. You flew in through an eye hole.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous. Love it.
She went against the plan. But it's fine.
In the eye of the beholder?
The eye of the beholder.
No, don't say that. There were whole beholder ships out here.
Why? Why?
Hope you never find one to ask. All right. After Vega is Podget on the Mangonel station.
Okay, so if we stop the ability to use the Mangonel, we are going to do that.
Their ship is beneath yours at the moment.
Okay.
So use of the Mangonel is sort of void in the moment.
Perfect. Podget's gonna hang off the Mangonel and use magic missile down below if they can.
At their ship or at the boarding party that's on your ship?
At the boarding party.
Okay. Are
Podget
you?
doesn't need air.
Well, you guys are actually inside. You're in a Venn diagram of air bubbles right now.
Yeah.
So
If they don't match up exactly, we're just gonna be like, "I'll be back."
I'll be back soon. You'll see. Wonderful. So there is the boarding party. Who are you aiming your magic missile at? Because there's the captain, and there are 4 other astral elf warriors that are standing in the middle of the ship.
If I remember right, it's 3 of them. Does it have to go to each individual person, or
No, you can focus them all on one person. You can spread them out between multiple people.
No, we're gonna spread them out between multiple people. So, Yeah. It's not a range. It's ranged, but I don't have to roll anything.
Right.
It's 1d4 plus 1.
Magic missile never misses.
Never. Oh, it's a 4! So, 5 damage to each target.
And how many missiles do you have?
3.
So, are you doing all warriors, or are you doing the captain and 2 warriors? Like, how do you want to spread this out?
I am going to hit 2 to the captain and 1 to the nearest person.
So, 10 damage to the captain and 5 to the nearest warrior.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then I have another action for an attack. So if there's someone within sling range.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're 30 feet away from you. All of them are within that 30-foot mark.
So that is 17 to hit.
Are you going for the
captain?
And you said 17?
17.
Meets beats. So yes.
Okay. All right. Excellent. In that case, what slingshot? Slingshot's the fucking same. It's fine. It's 1d4. I need to be. Oh, okay. You get to stay d4. You're a good d4. So that is 6 points of damage.
Gotcha.
And then with Podget's bonus action, I'm going to invoke Blade Song.
Perfect. Love that. I do have a singular question for you, Podget. This is a question I always ask wizards in my game, and for any of you out there watching, please ask your wizards this question, because this is so good. I need to know what your magic missile looks like and what sound it makes, please.
You know the dial-up tone? Imagine if you ran that through an Eldritch filter. Remember you love me?
Okay, but what's it look like?
Okay, so it's that swirl of electrical crackle with that blue tinge that comes from Podget's soul.
Wonderful.
That just shoots out of their little tiny hands. A little electric shock.
As it shoots out of Podget's hand going... Wonderful.
Just that...
Love it. Love it. That hits the captain, one of the other guys, and then a stone from Podget's slingshot donks him in the back of the head. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
And then, yeah, activating Blade Song, their body just kind of starts to vibrate a little with that little blue glow.
Alright. Perfect. With that being said, Balliste.
Alright.
I believe 3LC had something that Zeno wanted to do.
Yes. They'll still be able to. They'll still be able to make.
You're
their
muted.
That is correct. So, still wanted to. I'd still be able to make the shot with the balliste, but also, I'm going to use my Mantle of Inspiration on the boarding crew.
Gotcha.
Since they are within, I'm going to expend one of my bardic inspirations. And upon that expenditure, they, as long as they can see me. So their Xeno is currently changed, of course, into a human. They don't look like a changeling. They go by Solare, their alias name, and all that fun stuff. But they will take on a wondrous appearance. And I'm going to choose up the number of boarding party up to my charisma modifier, which is 5. and each one of them is going to gain 5 temporary hit points. And they can also immediately use a reaction to move their speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Wonderful. So, who would you like to designate with that? Just crew members, or Silver's within range of that? Taro is also in range of that. Captain Sartell is also in range of that.
If they're looking like they're going to go and board the ship, absolutely. Yeah, I can target the 3 of them as well, plus 2 boarding crew.
It looks like, at least with Captain Sartell's current objective, that it looks like the boarding party is more focused on counterboarding at the moment.
Okay.
That they are going to try and repel this attack here before boarding the enemy ship.
Gotcha. Okay. In that case, I'll hit the Captain, Silver, and Taro. Excuse me.
And of course, there's also within that range Bubble and the Killick. The Killick who's drawn his 2-handed meat cleaver off of his belt.
Absolutely.
And Bubble, you see that the weapon that Bubble picks up, I want to call it a club. I really, really want to call it a club. What it actually is a broken piece of a mast of another ship that has had the base of it carved down to fit the size of his hands.
There you go.
And Bubble looks angry.
Okay. That'll be my 5 total then that I grant that for.
Cool.
And remind me, I missed what it was that it does.
You have 5 temporary.
That you look majestic. Oh,
I look majestic. It's a byproduct.
you look majestic.
I take on a majestic, wondrous appearance. I look like Gilderoy Lockhart up here. So
Ooh.
yeah. And you gain Silver. You gain 5 temporary hit points, and you can immediately use your reaction to move up to your speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Ooh.
Yep. And I'm going to do the shot with the balliste now. Gonna target another. I'm gonna target the same weapon I was doing before.
So the balliste, like I said with the mangonel, their ship is beneath yours currently.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So you are free to take any action you would like on the deck of the ship.
Oof. Okay. Oh, snap. Can I ready? Does it look like the ship's gonna park beneath us, or does it look like it's gonna go and we're going to sail over them?
So you see that they attach that gravitational leash to you, so they are moving beneath you as you move forward.
Oh, that's right.
What you also see is that your ship is listing towards an asteroid.
Is that leash something that's attached to just the side of our hull, or is it attached on something specific?
It is attached to the keel of the ship, the central stabilizing board that runs from the fore of the ship all the way underneath the hull to the back.
Okay. I'm going to...
And it's also a beam of magical energy.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can... Does it look like they're aiming it from something on the ship? Like the beam that's attaching onto the ship is being aimed from something?
It appears to just emanate from within the ship.
All right, give me just a second to look something up. Pull out my spell list here.
All the while, we're still singing the song about Vega.
Oh, 100%. Don't think I forgot.
And with pride.
She can't hear it now. It's fine.
Podra is making sure that everybody knows about Vega.
Excuse me.
Oh my god.
It's how we fight. It's how we fight. It's how we fish. It's all about Vega.
Okay.
Yeah, and none of y'all know where Vega is right now. It's good times.
Not a
Good
fucking
times.
clue.
All right. I'm gonna do my action to do major image. Has a range out of 120 feet. And the object that I'm going to create is the illusion of a meteor coming through and striking the ship. The opposing ship.
Okay.
Going at them, and I want to see if they take evasive maneuvers for it. And see if they perhaps it's convincing enough to unleash us.
Wonderful. So you conjured this major image of this
Yes.
of this meteor streaking towards them. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. They will react or not react on their turn, which would bring up Silver. As a reaction to that, you do get a movement action, which I will say that Captain Sartell, the Killick, Bubble, and Taro are all going to move immediately down to where their boarding crew is and get right up in their face.
Can I do my thing right before they do that?
Their movement is a reaction to the ability that Xeno did. So in the stack, you also have the ability to move if you would like.
Mm-hmm. All right, I guess I'll move closer to. Okay, I'm not exactly sure where we are on the ship versus where their ship is versus where the captain and his people came. Like right. I don't have a visual.
Let me lay out the spatial for you. So if circle is the Moondancer, okay. Bing, circle.
Mm-hmm.
Triangle is the Dark Star.
Mm-hmm.
Ding.
Yep.
You guys on your ship this is gonna look really weird. I fucking love D&D, okay? Because it lets me do weird little fucking visuals like this. So, this is the decks of the Moondancer. Here, with the M, that is the the aft castle. So that is where the mangonel is. That is the back of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Where these two Bs are, doink, is where the ballistae are. That is the forecastle of the ship. These two little diagonal lines are the stairs down to the main deck, which is here.
Okay.
And the boarding party is on the main deck.
Got it.
So that is the positioning of the ship. These are the positioning of the ships.
All right. And how far away, like, the ships are, like, their people are how far away?
Oh, like spatially between the ships that you're on?
Yeah. Like, how far away, like, if I made my movement down to where the rest of the boarding party is, how close are their boarding party to Silver?
The boarding party that jumped onto your ship from their ship is 30 feet away from where you're standing in the forecastle.
Okay. If I move my full... And their ship, the people that they have people on their deck ready to go?
It doesn't look like they're ready to go. It looks like they are running around, manning a few things, trying to make a few quick repairs. But their ship is 45 feet beneath your ship.
Got it. So, on the boarding party that's on the deck then with their captain, I would like to use Nature's Wrath.
Love it. Tell me all about Nature's Wrath.
So, Nature's Wrath is, it's 60 feet of vines.
Heard. Heard.
That's why I wanted to cast it on their ship.
Gotcha.
But if they're not pumped together, it's not going to do any good. Spectral vines that they must succeed at a strength check to unentangle themselves, or they become entangled and they are at a disadvantage for everything they do.
Is that everyone or just enemies in that field?
It's everyone. That's why I didn't want people getting close. But they got right up and I was like, fuck.
Hey,
But I'm going to try to center it so it doesn't hit as much of our crew as possible. I want to avoid as many of them as we can by centering it not immediately where it's going to grab those people.
So
Fine.
I unfortunately don't get to pick.
So what I need to know very quickly is, did you use your reaction to Xeno's ability to move towards them or not?
I was going to, yes.
Okay, perfect. So you move down there with them, cast Nature's Wrath. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. They're all going to make their strength checks.
15, DC 15.
The captain of the Dark Star fails. One very strange success for one of the boarding party warriors. Fail for another. Fail for the third. Fail for the fourth. So I'm going to make a mark by his hit point total. He is free of the astral vines. Or not astral vines. Ethereal vines. Perfect. That notes that. Now, Taro is surprisingly not with a no strength bonus, is not tangled up. Captain Sartell is tangled up. The Killick is not with a natural 20. What the? I love it. And Bubble. Bubble with a 7 on the dice still succeeds to not be tangled up. He is strong. He is strong. So you cast Nature's Wrath on them. They are rooted in place, as well as the majority of the crew on the deck. But they all had harpoon guns and plan on firing them now that they can't move. Just not at the ship, at people.
Good news, if their people get in range of that, they have to also make that same check or they'll get stuck too.
Perfect. All right. So you cast your spell. Any of them that failed are denied their dexterity bonus to their armor class, which is super great. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
Bonus action, Branding Smite.
Readying it up for the next attack. Love to see.
Yep, my short sword, my long sword.
Very good, very good, very good. That's both of the Ballistay positions, Mangonel position.
It just gives disadvantage, by the way. They can do things. They're just at a disadvantage.
Got it. Captain Sartell has not taken a captain's action yet. Right. The thing. Brain working. So, as your ship lists its 40-foot movement towards this asteroid that's floating in space, Podget, you hear in your mind, "Are you ready, Podget?"
We are ready.
Okay, turn the mangonel 90 degrees. We're gonna take a piece of this asteroid off, and we're dropping it on their stupid freaking ship.
The captain says, and Podge will play a sound clip that sounds like the captain. Fuck 'em up, boys!
Woohoo! Let's do it! We will get to that action when it is the Mangonel's turn next. However, the boarding party of the... Oh no. No. Captain Sartell's captain's action is again going to be bolstering presence, which she does not succeed on this time. So there's no bump in movement speed, no advantage on attacks. And then Bubble, Dakillik, Taro, Sartell all get to make their attacks because they got their move for free from Xeno's wonderful, majestic presence. Bubble, who stepped up to the captain of the enemy ship, is going to take his 2 swings with his... I dread to call it a club. First one is a miss, actually, as he swings down the first time, and this Astral Elf captain brings their falchion up and just parries this huge club off to the side with what seems like little to no effort. And Bubble swings for the second time and will miss again. He swings twice, and this Astral Elf captain just effortlessly parries both swings of this massive piece of a broken mast of another ship. The Killick is going to take his swing at the one that Podget hit with the magic missile. Because, us short guys gotta stick together.
Yeah.
That will hit and deal 7 points of slashing damage. Perfect. Captain Sartell is going to take 2 attacks with her rapier on the unfettered member of their boarding party. Which is a miss and a hit for 9 points of piercing damage. Haro sticks his hands in his coat and pulls them both out with a set of bladed knuckles on, and is gonna go full two-piece combo on this dude in front of him with a hit. And okay, so he hit with both of those, which is going to let him try and trip with his tail, which he was going to try. And this poor boarder, he got tangled up by these vines. He gets punched twice in his face, and then Taro's tail wraps around his ankle and pulls his feet out from underneath him. So that is 9 points of piercing damage to him. And that is all of your counterboarding party right now. Wonderful. On to the crew of the Dark Star. No. Yes, because action economy is hard, yo. Did you went this turn, right, Vega?
I start the round.
Right.
I guess that's around.
Wonderful. Cool. Just touching base there. Crew of the Dark Star. The three of them that you absolutely scared the pants off of coming through the eye hole of the Star Moth, they are going to take their attacks.
That
Cool.
does make sense with the song.
Scared? Hurt. Alright. First one rolls to hit. Does a 21 hit your armor class?
Yep, but I'm uncanny dodging.
Or, uncanny dodge will half that damage.
Yeah. That were my reaction for that round.
That would be 13 points of slashing and radiant damage halved to 6.
Okay.
For the first attack, the second, does a 15 hit your armor class?
Does not.
Okay, so that's a miss. Does a 21 hit your armor class?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so oof.
This is gonna hurt. Alright.
18 points of slashing and radiant damage.
Okay. Still good.
Wonderful. As they draw their long swords and step up, your father's recollections of how dangerous the Xaryxian Empire was now make a lot more sense. As they draw their blades, you see that initially these long swords that they carry don't have an edge. They're just rectangular, like from the hilt, they're just a rectangle of black steel.
Mm-hmm.
But as they draw it, light emanates and creates the edge and the point.
Oh!
As they swing their weapons, you dodging the way out of the way of one of them, two of the other ones making contact. That is at least that part of their turn. Their mangonel is going to try and fire at you since you're above them. Their mangonel is definitely going to hit with a 24 against your armor class.
I'm getting fucked up, y'all.
This one is against the Moondancer. As the mangonel fires.
You'll be fine.
as the Moondancer's hull takes 33 points of damage. The shot hits the hull, explodes, and you feel the hull shake and the ship list before Flapjack's expert spell jamming skills right the ship. They can't aim their ballista up. Their captain is not on their ship, so their ship cannot take a captain's action this round. So that would bring us back to the beginning of the round. Captain Sartell will go at the beginning of this round instead of the end of last round, and will use bolstering presence again. Vega, you are still within range of the bolstering presence of your own ship. That ability has a range of 50 feet. Nice. So you are right at the edge, but still within. She's going to make her performance check, which she passes hand over fist again. So that is going to be advantage on your attacks, and the ship will get an extra 10 feet of movement speed. So, with that being said, that is Captain Sartell's captain's action, and Vega, it is your turn.
I have been hit, so we're going to swing, because these fuckers already pissed me off at this point. Rude.
As we sing about Vega.
Alright, does a 26 hit?
Sure does.
Alright, hold on. I need 3d6 and a d8. I have so much dice. Okay. 23 damage.
23 points of damage. Ow!
Match that on that sneak attack damage.
Ew. That hoited. You get another good jab in that same one, and just obvious marks of the wound pouring out of the breastplate that you cleanly stabbed through. Wonderful. Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn?
Bonus action, disengage.
Sure. So,
Zoop.
Back out the eye hole of the ship?
No! She's going towards where the Spelljammer is.
Heard. Give me a investigation check.
Sweet, I'm good at that.
As you sort of fly around them in your fish suit.
19.
As you fly around them and get into the bane, the underdeck of this ship is small. The part of the underdeck that you are in seems to be housing the bunks and the hammocks of the crew, and you do see at the end of the hallway there is a double door that is closed. So that is what you can determine as far as that. You've made your move. The disengage preventing any attacks of opportunity. Yep. Wonderful. Perfect. Love to see it. As the gaze of the combat shifts back up, the next verse of the song. Oh, Captain Sartell, how do you stow your cargo? Roll, boys, roll. And Captain Sartell alone sings, some I stow forward and some I stow after. Way high, roll, boys, roll. Vega gets a break on verses this time.
I was safe this round.
this round.
This is a social damage encounter that is happening outside of the physical encounter.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh no! Can Vega make that willpower check? Can she make
Yes.
it?
Wonderful. I love to see it. Perfect. Brings us back to the after Vega is the Mangonel station, which it seems as if you've not been the only one reached out to by Flapjack, because the 4 other crew members are already turning the Mangonel towards the asteroid and have loaded a Mangonel stone.
All right. Yeah. No. Podget is prepared, and once they have the shot lined up, Podget is going to fire. Oh wow, that's terrible. That's 10.
Did you roll with advantage due to Captain
Oh, no.
Sartel's bolstering presence?
I got 2 5s. So 10.
Heard. You are at close range and it is an actual asteroid. So I'm going to say that a 10 will hit. Go ahead and give me that 5d10 of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay. 20. 3, 4, 5. 32.
32. Wonderful.
Yeah, 10.
So, as Podget launches the Mangonel stone, Flapjack takes a sharp portside turn, which, with the gravitational leash, swings the Star Moth out underneath you wide, just as the Mangonel stone hits the asteroid. And a chunk of it that is roughly the size of a small home falls and is going to do 59 points of bludgeoning damage to the Dark Star.
Okay. All right.
Wonderful. That crashes down, hits the hull. You see a few of the crew members of the Dark Star fall off of the ship and are falling through the air bubble and then hit the vacuum, drifting off airlessly into space.
Terrifying. And then, with that, I'm going to use Podget's extra attack to use Chill Touch on the captain if the captain is still within 120 feet.
He is.
Okay. So that is a dirty 20 for the attack roll.
That'll hit.
Okay. And then it's 2d8. He get a save? No. So he takes 2d8 necrotic damage and can't regain hit points until his next turn.
Heard.
That is 13 points of necrotic damage.
13 points of necrotic. Gotcha. Wonderful. He takes his damage. Isn't super happy about it. Wonderful. That is the Mangonel position. The 2 Ballastae. Xeno and Silver.
Silver's gonna hit the captain.
Sure.
See if I can math real quick.
Numbers are hard.
25 to hit.
That will do it.
Okay. For a total of 13 damage.
Gotcha.
I'm going to use my second attack.
As you should.
A dirty 20 for that one.
That'll do.
And 11 points of damage on that one.
Gotcha. Wonderful. Alright. You hit the captain twice. Not being able to parry your blows so easily as the largely telegraphed blows of Bubble. Xeno.
Was there any impact or change from the ship with regards to the meteorite?
Yes.
Okay.
Your ship. So what happened was they were beginning to correct based on the major image because their Spelljammer failed his wisdom saving throw to see through the illusion.
Okay.
They were beginning to move evasively there, and then Flapjack did a hard portward turn, and their gravitational leash swung them out even wider, at which Paget launched the mangonel and broke a piece of the meteorite off, which came crashing down into the body of the star moth beneath you.
Excellent. Cool. I'm going to let's see, the duration of this can be up to 10 minutes, but I'm going to drop the concentration on the meteorite since it appears to have done its job. And I'm going to... Did I hear correctly that we could target the captain now?
Yeah, their captain is on your ship.
Okay. Excellent. Pivot the ballistay about. And...
Oh shit. You're turning the ballistay to shoot at the captain on their ship on your ship.
Did I understand that correctly, that the opposing captain is on our ship?
Yes. But you're also firing the ballista towards your own ship.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh my god, you crazy bastard. I love it. Yeah, give me that roll.
Okay, do I have advantage on this roll?
You do. You do from the bolstering presence, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, that will be... it's a +6, correct?
Yeah.
That's a 22.
That sure is a hit. Oh, devious. Devious.
Alright, let's see how that's about. Ooh, nice.
How big are these bolts?
They're like ballistay that I've seen. They're pretty fucking huge. So that's 22 points.
Because we're all right there. If these things are like people-sized, I think it's hitting more than just...
Not gonna hit you. It's a bolt. It's just a big bolt. It's like launching a tree.
22. So
I'm gonna need you to curb your pathani.
So here's what happens.
Anything's a weapon in her hands.
Xeno.
Is that right?
Xeno, no. There's no inclination, if you don't say anything, to turn and aim the ballista towards your own ship. So I need to know exactly what you're saying. Because 2 crew members have moved up to replace Killick and Bubble.
Okay.
I need to know exactly what you're saying to them right now, just for my own contextual knowledge.
I bring it about to the enemy captain. And let's see if we can knock him off into the void. Or at least spear it through.
So when you say turn it about to the enemy captain,
If we can see the captain on our deck.
the plasmoid arrow is up there with you,
Okay.
and a little hole opens up in the head of this plasmoid. It says, "You're a genius. He's a genius." And they begin to turn. They begin to turn.
Yes.
And then you fire. And when I say that you're threading a needle doing this, Silver is behind the captain. Bubble is in front of the captain.
Yes.
Captain Sartell is to the right of Bubble, and the Killick is to the left.
I love this. Okay.
Bubble is bringing his club up to try and smack him again, and you fire through the gap of his bicep and his 2 arms.
Yes.
And this 10-foot-long balliste bolt catches the captain of the enemy ship. I am going to make him roll a strength saving throw to remain standing. He just took a 10-foot-long bolt through his shoulder. Absolutely not. No, Silver, I'm gonna need you to make a... we're gonna see... Your spells function off of your charisma bonus, correct?
Yeah, they do.
Give me a charisma saving throw just for the strength of these spectral vines to see if they can hold the captain in his place or not.
Yes.
Good news. 24.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him take extra force damage from being rooted in place. Like, the amount of jarring force that is going on here is honestly terrifying. You're an evil genius, 3LC. This is horrible. This is so bad. Like,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this is against the Geneva Convention.
It is.
We were just
once
talking
again,
about that earlier today, too.
He's gonna take an additional 13
Cast
points of force
fireball.
damage. Yeah, Jesus. Wow. Okay. And with an additional 13 points of force damage from being rooted in place and receiving that amount of momentum.
Oh, boy.
You hear bones crack and disjoint as his body is being pulled in 2 separate directions.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Man down.
Welcome to the Figment Collective.
I'd say blow the man down, but he stayed standing, so...
I mean, there's enough of a pole there that, you know...
Right.
Vegas got something she can
Whole
dance
dancing
on.
to a whole new level.
There's a whole like
Hold
there's a whole like 4 feet of bolt coming out of the back of his shoulder and another 6 that's still in front of him.
Yeah, Zeno definitely
Yeah,
gave him,
it's-
like, most of the shaft. Yeah.
It's like this close to hitting Silver. Right
yeah,
there.
like it's that scene where like the point stopped like right in front of your nose and you're just like wonderful.
Oh, dear.
That being said,
Okay.
Wow.
This
Wow.
captain is in a bit of
What
a pickle.
what a turn.
Captain. Yeah.
What a turn.
I just wanna be a pickle.
Okay. All right.
Get that booty in the brine.
So that is going to bring up Bubble, Captain Sartell, Taro, and the Killick. What's the difficulty of the strength saving throw against your vines, Silver?
15.
Okay. Bubble's plan changed. He's not very smart, but he is resourceful.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he... Here's what happens. Bubble had his club up. The spear whizzes through, the bolt, rather, whizzes through, catches the captain. Bubble looks down, drops his club over his shoulder, grabs the pole, and picks it up and throws him over the edge of the ship. He's going to take more force damage for being forcibly pulled through the vines.
Yeet!
That's another 7 points of force damage. What? This poor guy. Not really, but oh my gosh. Yeah, as Bubble wrenches him up, impaled on this bolt, pulls it back so that the captain is like eye-to-eye with Bubble. And Bubble goes, "Bye-bye, little man." And just full javelin throws it over the edge of the ship. As the captain of the Dark Star goes careening into the air bubble.
Guess he got the point.
Yeah. Wow. That was... This is wild. Okay. Yeah, so Killick's gonna take his attack on the next nearest one with his meat cleaver. That's definitely a hit. For 9 points of damage. Captain Sartell is going to take her attack and miss. And Taro with his 2 knuckles hit. Natural 20 hit. And he's already tripped, so the tail attack is void. For 18 points of piercing damage. Wonderful. As the one on the ground, Taro just kind of drops on top of it and sticks him 2 more times in the head. Wonderful. Great. The things we get to say when playing D&D, it really is magical. Alright, that is the crew of the Moondancer. On to the Dark Star. The captain of the Dark Star is going to cast Teleport and teleport himself onto the deck of the Dark Star. And then is going to move over to the entrance into the underdeck. So, Vega, you would hear this. He's not going down yet, but you do hear a voice shout down. Xaryxis, make the jump. We're done here.
I need to leave. I
Where's-
need to
Is
leave.
Vega still over there? Is she?
Yeah, she's in the belly of the star moth.
Can you ride the leash out? Can you get on the beam and just like zip line
No,
it out?
with this thing is, hold on, I gotta double check what I can do. Oh god, I did not think this through.
Oh shit! Oh no. Well, it did take a little bit of a turn. Yes.
Oh, it has to be a space I can see. Oh no!
Make a hole. See something?
Alright.
Wait, you can.
I was blasting.
Oh, no. Can you? Yeah, could you go to a porthole and see if you can
Just
get
slide on out and see if my
Yeah.
ass doesn't get stuck and let go.
something?
Alright. That is the captain's turn. The captain action that he is going to take. He is going to take the full sails action again and let them double move. Wonderful. The three of them that were on the balustrade where you came in, they come into the chamber behind you.
Aha.
And they're going to make attacks.
Oh, we love that.
Oh man.
19 against your armor class. 19 against your armor class.
It hits. I will be having it.
I'm assuming we notice that Vega is not on the ship.
No, this battle has consumed your attention.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense.
17 points of slashing and radiant, halved to 8.
God, I'm gonna get fucked up. Oh lord.
Okay.
Okay.
Second. I don't think a 14 hits your AC.
Nope. Thank God.
And if a 14 doesn't hit, the third one doesn't hit either.
Sweet.
So attacks are made, you're feeling the pressure. So you're on your feet, you're moving, you're dipping, ducking, dodging, all of those things that we learned from watching Dodgeball. Can I say that? I can say that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can say that.
Okay, wonderful.
It's a game in school, obviously.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you know, all those things that we learned playing Dodge Meteor. Great.
Dodge Rock.
So that is their go. Their Spelljammer is going to take 100 feet of speed and drop the gravitational leash.
Do these sorts of ships have like a little, rescue boat or dinghy or something that can go away from the main ship that Vega could steal?
They are called jolly boats. Yes.
Boats. Yes. Okay. Good.
And the Dark Star does have some jolly boats.
That's a thought.
It is. However, that is the crew and captain of the Dark Star. For the 4 of them that are still on your ship, on the Moondancer. The one that Captain Sartell has been doing combat with, he rips off his helmet and drops his sword as he sees the star moth flying away.
Oh boy.
He turns to his crew members. He says, "We're all second sons of dying families. There's no need to die for this."
Sucks for them.
And the others sort of look around and they all drop their weapons. And he looks at Captain Sartell, and now that you can see this gentleman, they all, though they were fully masked and helmed before, you do now see that they are all astral elves, every single one of them. Silvery hair that twinkles with purples and blues and golds and reds. He has these deep lavender eyes that glitter like motes of starlight.
Ooh.
He's just I'm the lieutenant for the Dark Star.
Can I have your eyes?
My authority to offer surrender is valid, seeing as our captain is marooned us on your ship. We would take whatever terms you would see fit as surrender, Captain. However, Vega,
Yeah.
you have 3 Xaryxian warriors in your face. Their spelljamming helm room seems to be behind you.
I need to get off the ship. Okay, is there an exit anywhere near me?
The one you came through. And up the stairs if you wanted to go up the main deck.
Alright, I'm gonna do this, so ready? Get ready. I'm going to hit one of them because it is going to not provoke attack of opportunity after I do this.
Okay.
So I am going to attack one. Let me pull up my sheet. That is a 26.
Okay, that will definitely hit.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 damage.
Alright.
Alright, then I am going to Starlight, bonus action, Starlight step 30 feet up, basically up the stairs, and then I am going to take my action, my movement action, and get the fuck out.
Okay. So, you lash out with your weapon, the same one. Hit him again. He doesn't go down, but he looks like he's swaying on his feet. As you Starlight step, vanish. Onto the deck.
Might be able. The other 2 can get attack of opportunity. Just the one I hit does not.
Gotcha.
Yep.
They will try.
Alright.
14 misses.
Yep.
And the other one misses as well.
Sweet.
You get up to the deck. You Starlight step up there. You see the captain with this balliste bolt through his shoulder.
Howdy, Captain. Bye, Captain. Peace out.
And you see that she has had her helm removed, and the ship's priest is there as she looks over to you. says,
Oh, it's a lady that I shot through. Oh, shit.
she says,
Yeah.
as you begin to fly off,
Boy, I hope I didn't
you
get
hear say, Morgana.
Oh, shit. Did I shoot Vega's bomb?
No.
Oh boy.
No, but she definitely called you your mother's name.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
No. Oh,
Concern.
no. Oh, dear.
As
Middle fingers as she
as you fly away in the fish suit, and just as you get to the edge of their air bubble,
Oh, my gosh.
you hear this low buzz begin. As the star moth collapses in on itself and disappears.
Got it.
All right, Caro, now would be a good time to lasso me in, buddy.
So we
As
see
you
Vega,
do
we like...
Can we
What I
fish
need-
for Vega?
Can we fish for I was just about to say, is there any way that we could
For
take it
Vega,
overboard?
we
Can
totally
do
can.
this?
do
Do
you drop the Nature's Wrath? Okay.
Yeah, as soon as their ship is out of sight, just
By the way, she looks like shit.
Oh,
So
I think that's
Taro-
blood.
Taro rushes over to the edge. He's going to make a perception check to see if he can even see you, because you're 150 feet away from your ship.
Yeah, blood's just floating out in space. It's a good old time.
do we have something that can be shot out for her to grapple onto?
At
let's
the
not-
150 foot range, no.
Didn't think so.
However, Taro rushes over to the edge, looks over. Is that?
It's fish.
How'd she get all the way over there? Somebody fetch me a something.
Fish hole.
If there's corners
I
of
am-
rope or
I'm
somewhere,
dying.
I'll just throw them at Taro and just be like,
Yeah.
if we got enough rope, let's do it. I mean, even if we
How,
have to...
how far out is she?
I have 100 feet of silk
Yeah,
rope.
see, if we do that and tie a knot with a 50-foot length, we at least got it out there.
Yeah, how far away is she?
150.
150 feet.
You can make that 100.
It's at that point that Vega, you hear in your head.
Please come get me. Please come get me.
And
I'm
you see
dying.
a shimmering ethereal gold version of Flapjack as he astrally projects himself
Aw.
to you. And,
Aw.
a little tentacle wraps around you.
Aw.
Don't worry, buddy. I don't just rough out here sometimes. I always got your back. Don't worry, buddy.
Yeah. I am more injured this go round, buddy. Let's get me back on the ship.
As he begins to take you, astrally projected, he can move 55 feet in a turn. So it only takes you 18 seconds to get back to the ship as he zooms you through space.
Everything's gonna be okay. I know you're beat up right now, but we're gonna get you over it. You know, everything's gonna be just fine.
It's not fine. The bitch knew my mom.
Oh, that's fine.
I'd like to cast Cure Wounds on
Yay.
Vega.
And
She's gonna rip off
as
the fishbowl head as soon as we get on the ship.
yeah, as
Fuck.
this astrally projected form of Flapjack sets Vega down on the deck, it disappears. And a few moments later, Flapjack hovers up onto the deck.
Hi, buddy. Thank you.
It's no problem.
She'll take off the hood. Okay, I've been stabbed a lot.
14 HP, 14. Cure Wounds, 14 damage.
Nice. Okay. We're looking a little better.
Wonderful.
Captain?
Yes, Vega Bright Sails. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
incredibly daft.
Yeah.
I forbid you from such behavior in the future.
No, you're not. Anyways,
Fair.
the other captain knows who my mother was.
We can talk about that in private. We can talk about that in private.
Who the fuck is that?
The elf comes and looks at you. I am the lieutenant of the Dark Star.
You're not anymore. You're on this fucking ship.
Was the lieutenant of the Dark Star.
Do you have a name?
Besides the
Zen.
eyeless one. I'm just kidding.
What is it?
Xaryxis. And Captain Sarto crosses her arms. You said you'd accept any terms of surrender, didn't you? That is what I said. Yes. You're gonna live to regret that, my dear boy.
Oh no.
She looks at the lot of you. She says, right, you, all of you, come with me.
Yep.
But the ship repairs, Captain.
Flapjack, would you care to begin repairs to the ship and keep course for the Rock of Brawl, please?
Yeah, we also need to talk about where they were going. I know where they were going.
And as the lot of you are led below deck with Xaryxis, you're all led to the captain's quarters. It looks a bit shaken up from that blow that the hull took from their mangonel. There are a few books on the floor that Captain Sartell goes and picks up and puts back on their shelves. She snaps her fingers, and the proper amount of chairs appear around the table, which then fills itself with food and drink. Just please have a seat here, an honored guest. For now. And Xaryxis sits. She says, you've a lot to answer for, Lieutenant. Though I'm going to refrain from asking the questions, I'd like to see what my new crew members come up with. She grabs a glass of wine and walks behind her captain's desk and puts her boots up on the desk.
What were you doing with the planet down there?
Yeah.
We were planting a seed.
No shit.
And that means what exactly?
Roll me a persuasion check, Silver.
Okie dokie. $17.
By order of the Emperor Zaban, the Dark Star was to travel throughout wild space to regions of wild space where the planetary citizens are not able to make the jump into the astral sea and plant seeds astral seeds. Our commander, this sector of wild space, Commander Vale, her fleet has already departed for Xaryxis space, where our empire calls home, and we were left to monitor the progress of the astral sea. The one on your planet seems to be growing quite well. It is your planet, yes?
What's the purpose
Yes.
of What's the purpose of planting these seeds? Why are you bringing them?
Our star is dying. The sun of Xaryxis requires energy. So over the course of several months, the astral blights and the vines will feed on the flora and the fauna of your planet. And in a single burst of energy, your planet will be consumed. Its energy will be transmitted to our sun, and our sun will be replenished.
You're recharging your sun.
How do we stop it?
That's
Yes, those aren't seeds, those are parasites.
Killing machines.
There is no way to stop its progress. When it has begun, it will do what it is meant to do.
So we get revenge instead. Good to know.
I am sorry for what it is worth.
What if there is no
I
sun?
don't believe you. If you are sorry, then instead of destroying other planets, you could find your own to live on, where you don't need to kill and destroy others, and you're choosing not to do that. You have other options, I'm sure, since you have the ability to do shit like that. Don't pretend you don't.
I am just a soldier.
So,
It does not make what we do right, but I have no authority not to follow orders.
I'm gonna. Can I step back a couple sentences when he mentioned that there was no method by which this could be dismantled or stopped?
Okay.
To do an insight check on that.
Sure, yeah.
Immediate aggression. It's fine.
nah, it's fine.
23.
This is your
Vega's
planet.
totally not stealing the wine out of the captain's office. Absolutely not.
23. This is what you know to be true. So, you've read a lot of people. Hell, it's half your job. You know when someone is saying something that they believe is true, and when they know that it's a lie. And with the aching of your own heart, you know that this man wholeheartedly believes what he has just told you to be the truth.
Okay. I'm not going to say this out loud. Personally, Zeno is not convinced that there's a way that could be stopped. He understands the situation that this particular soldier, as they classified themselves, are But those who are in control, those who are more learned about this process, and perhaps have a way to undo it. If they don't, well, yeah, that's a whole other matter entirely.
Your lovely captain mentioned where y'all were going next.
Yes, we are meant to rendezvous with the rest of Commander Vale's fleet on the way back to Xaryxis space.
What is your captain's name?
Saragosi.
Sorry, go see.
Okay. Last name, if there is one.
We do not abide by a tradition of such things.
No.
For all Xaryxian citizens are one family.
Are they? Are they?
Some days I'm not sure. It seems as if our Emperor's goals are lying further and further from the needs of their low-born constituent.
Podget, did you have a question?
Based on the energy transfer, if there was no sun, where would it go?
I'm just a soldier.
Okay.
Project? I think the simplest answer to that is everything blows up, okay?
Is that what happens?
Is that the proper procedure?
So, plant thing that kills planets and people and everything takes the life force out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Astral Dynasty over in the other corner. Thank God I never grew up in that shit.
We're also... There's more. You mentioned you're going out and getting multiple. How many more are there doing this, conducting this? It can't be just you and just the Darkstar.
No, all of Commander Vale's fleets were deployed to different areas of wild space. Each ship was equipped with
A seed.
40, 50 seeds.
How big are these seeds?
And he gestures to the watermelon in the middle of the table.
Okay.
When did you get a watermelon, Captain?
I picked that up from a market with a very, very dashing woman at the helm. Oh, she was gorgeous. I've never seen skin with such luster in my life. Oh.
I'm gonna roll sleight of hand, steal the wine glass
Then-
as she's going.
Yeah.
Heard.
Go ahead, Padgett.
Go for it.
Go ahead, Padgett. You want to
No,
test?
no. Podget's just trying to get the captain's attention. She's
Oh.
just like,
So,
oh, that woman.
16.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Why-
you snatch the glass and Captain Sartell looks over. You could have just asked.
You were busy.
I was lost in her gaze once again.
Such a romantic.
Okay. Oh, man. I have a lot more questions, but I don't think this... Okay. I've said more than multiple times, you're a soldier and you don't know these details. Do you know who we can find and get the answers? If it can be stopped. If it can be reversed, even.
I assume that the only one who would know some information would be the Emperor. So, this is an ancient magic, as the birthright of emperors. This is how we've maintained our star for 700,000 years.
Disgusting.
Yeah, you live on borrowed time from the lives of other people in this galaxy.
Podge was right. You're parasites. Proud of yourselves.
I was saying that they technically did not label the crystals correctly. But yes, that is the term. How many? You
I don't
said
mean you.
with your
Sorry.
fleet.
How many ships?
Correct.
Commander Vale's fleet is 54 ships.
Damn.
Podget, so 50 seeds on each ship. How much is that? And there's 54.
Crew of 50.
50 seeds, 54 ships.
About 3,000.
Okay.
All right.
So, do you use all the seeds on one planet?
Only one seed is required to destroy a planet.
So 2,000, almost 3,000 planets.
You would be surprised by the vastness.
I'm not surprised.
That is but a drop in the ocean that is the astral sea.
Captain, I'm gonna leave this room before I fucking punch him in his smug ass face.
I hardly think that will be necessary. And she looks over to the door. Bubble, will you come escort our good captive here to the brig with the rest of his friends? And Bubble walks in. Has to get on all fours to get through the door. And then... I forgot. Sorry, we sang the song again.
She turns like her face like turns like a purpley pink, like, and all the stars like on her freckles just like bright and gold and everything, and it's just like, okay, downs the rest of the wine in one go.
Zeno starts humming the song again.
Oh no!
Bubble grabs Xaryxis and just tucks him under his shoulder and crawls out back into the main cabin. And Captain Sartell takes her boots off the desk and sits up. I don't know if there's a way to save your planet. But I do know someone who's got as much of an axe to grind with the Xaryxian Empire that you have now. We're gonna need to get to the Rock of Brawl, and I'll have you introduced. I'm pretty sure he's getting something together.
Good.
He's been drawing a lot of attention recently. And if he is doing what I think he's doing, and I do imagine that you will find him with eager acceptance for anyone who would like to get one up on the Xaryxians.
At this point, it's personal.
It's very personal for the Commodore as well.
I mean, the captain of the ship mentioned my mother's name, so she must have known my mom.
Commodore?
Yes, a GIF, he goes by the name of Commodore Crux. I don't know much about him, other than his reputation as a fierce warrior and someone with an axe to grind for the Xaryxians. I know that he's been gathering ships, gathering crews for something.
Vega, where did you say that the ship was jumping again to?
Okay, I want to say I heard it correctly. It's Xaryxis, whatever the captain.
Xaryxis space.
Xaryxis space.
Xaryxis space, okay.
It's gonna take a second. And I don't have that in my maps.
I was just about to actually ask, do we have that on any charts somewhere?
The Xaryxians are clandestine about the nature of their own home pocket of wild space.
Okay.
Dad might know.
Is it possible?
Or Mom. Because neither of them really talked about their lives before they met each other.
Follow that lead, and let me introduce you all to the Commodore and get to the rock. I know that Commodore Crux has sailed to some of the deepest reaches of the astral sea, beyond the bodies of dead gods and the dreams of nightmares.
Gesundheit.
You.
He's found pockets of wild space that are unknown to most. It'll be a few days before we reach the rock. Just do your part around the ship. We eat meals as a family, so show up unless you have a duty to attend to. The entire crew we eat together. Podget excluded. Sorry, buddy.
Or
You're great company. You just don't eat.
is this? I show up.
Yes, you
And that's worth 1,000 dinners. Podget, I did have a request. If you would do me the honor. You see that Captain Sartell gets a little choked up. Once we sell the cargo at the Rock of Roll, I'm going to retire.
Retire?
But that this is your ship and crew.
It is my ship.
Can't retire. That's
I've taken a contract. It's not a full retirement. But our normal business, it's just become a bit too dangerous. It's only going to get worse. Prince Andrew of the Rook of Bran has offered a contract. Ferrying services. I know the two of you better than I know my own children. I just met the two of you. But you're daring, exceptional young people. And if you need anything from me, ever, I'll be on the rock. Or nearby.
Budget.
But ships need a captain. This is how it works.
It's true. Ships do need a captain.
I don't understand.
Everyone will be getting a generous severance package.
Can I scoop up Podget?
Don't touch Podget. Don't touch Podget right now. Podget's having a problem. Don't touch Podget.
Podget. No, she's gonna hold her. Podget.
Otherwise, you get shocked. It's fine. It's fine.
There is a final gift for you in particular, Podget. I've spoken to Flapjack, and he has been instructed to finish your instruction in Spelljammer.
The ship? I'd fly the ship.
Not this ship, my darling. Flapjack and I will be working for the prince. And I want you see tears begin to form at her eyes. I want to make sure that whatever ship you find yourself on, Podget Moon, that you're ready to embrace the stars. Because you belong out there, shining and glittering with the best of them.
Thank you, Captain.
I do believe, however, that with this introduction to the Commodore, I do believe perhaps a loan of a ship until you not have the coin to purchase your own, or take one of your own, knowing the lot of you.
You mean borrow?
Oh, I mean take by force.
I was going to say, is this borrow where we put the quotations and I have
Quotations,
to rearrange
Podget.
the
Quotations.
manifest? Quotations. Manifest queued.
Your severance will be enough to at least get a loan for a ship in the meantime, until you can find one that suits you. And Captain Sartell looks to Silver and Xena. I don't know you half as well as I should like. But I do know that if you stick by these two right here, well, your days will never be dull. You'll always have someone to watch your back. And watch your front when you can't trust what your eyes see. Out here, wild space. It's a hard life. And you're gonna have to embrace that hard life if there's any hope. Having a planet to go home to.
Yeah. All right then. Here's to days that are never dull.
She grabs a silken napkin and wipes the tears away from her face. Right. Dinner should be ready soon. That was an excellent scaver that you caught earlier, Silver. I'm sure Killick is very much enjoying getting to prepare it. So make sure that you're all ready for dinner around an hour's time.
Where's Doc?
Yes.
So I can get an earful.
Report to the quartermaster immediately. Miss Brightsails.
She's heading to wherever they may be.
Limping to wherever.
Yep, absolutely.
And so
Where are we staying?
you will be afforded bunks in one of the rooms. There are 14 rooms for crew beneath the deck of the ship.
Okay.
At that point, we will skip a little bit of time. It is around 6 days of travel
Okay.
through, and you get to experience what it's like when you hit the edge of a bubble of wild space.
Gotcha.
On about the third day, Captain Sartell will call you all up to the deck. And you see before you this nebulous purple energy that we associate with space stops. And you see white, thick mist with rays of gold shining through it. It is nearly completely opaque. Captain Sartell says, "That's the edge of the astral sea. You see each portion of wild space where there's a planet is like an island in the ocean. We've just been at port in the grand scheme of things. Out there, that's where the sea monsters dwell.
I see.
Stay on the ship. For no reason do we fish in the astral sea. For no reason do we depart the ship in the astral sea. And for absolutely no reason do you speak into the astral sea. It will be quiet until we reach the next pocket of wild space. Because there's no telling what will answer you out there. Have I made myself clear?
Yes.
Yes, Captain.
Yes.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And as you drift over the edge of this bubble of wild space, you can hardly see across the deck. The mist is so thick. These golden ribbons of light that dance through the mist. And it is silent as the grave. Over the next few days of traveling through the astral sea, there are brief moments where you see what look like broken pieces of architecture floating through space. There is a moment where you see a head 5 times the size of the ship, but stony and forested where there's hair, with half of the skull missing, and you can see the inside is like a geode. You sail. It is quiet for an entire 4 days. Before the ship slows unexpectedly. As you enter the next pocket of wild space. Around you on all sides, colossal chunks of rock float in the void. Some of them are overgrown with vegetation, while others are just bare stone. Creatures resembling jellyfish and stingrays glide through all the spaces within them. And Captain Sartell looks around uneasily. Plenty of places for pirates to hide. I would if I were them. As if on cue, a vessel lurking behind a nearby asteroid comes into view. Its enormous spiral shell emerges with an open bow. Beneath it, long tentacles wave as if caught in an invisible current. Sartell sucks her breath in through her teeth. Mind flares. And that is where we will end tonight's session of the Light of Xaryxis. Chapter 2, Attack of the Star Moth. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. It has been a privilege to have you with us. I hope you enjoyed the story that we're telling. And as always, I hope it's a good time wherever you are. We have the hearts, and we make them dance. Welcome to the Figment Collective.
Welcome to the collective. We did it!
Welcome to the collective.
Nice.
We did it!
We did it!
Welcome,
We got some bold
Bye,
ass
everyone.
people
Have
for our team.
yourselves a good night, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you watch this.
Time zone. Happy time zone.
Time
Happy
is an
time.
illusion made up by the government.
Well, we know
But I
that.
hope you're enjoying it.
Alright. You're gonna get us flagged.
Bye.
Bye.